Hey guys, it's Colin with Ghost Train Comics, and here today to continue our Energon 2026 updated little mini-series we're doing on the Energon playlist. This is about the history of Rom the Spaceknight. So in the late 1970s, the runaway success of Star Wars sent every toy manufacturer scrambling for sci-fi hits. Parker Brothers, known almost exclusively for board games like Monopoly, wanted in on the action figure craze. Designers Bing McCoy, Richard C. Levy, and Scott Dankman pitched an electronic cyborg toy called Cosmic Man. Parker Brothers snapped up the design and renamed it ROM. Released in 1979, ROM was groundbreaking for incorporating integrated circuits, LEDs, and electronic sound effects. But to keep costs under control, Parker Brothers molded the figure in plain grey plastic with exposed screw holes and almost no joint articulation. Priced around $18, a fortune for a toy in 1979, ROM sold fewer than 300,000 units. Realizing they needed a story to sell kids on this silver giant, Parker Brothers handed the character over to Marvel Comics. When writer Bill Mantlo saw the toy, he didn't just write a toy tie-in. He crafted a tragedy. Working with legendary artist Sal Buscema, Mantlo created the tragic story of Galador, a peaceful golden world threatened by dark magic wielding shapeshifters called dire wraiths. To save his people, a young poet named Rom gave up his organic body to become the first cyborg space knight armed with the Neutralizer, a device that banishes dire wraiths to the fiendish Limbo dimension. Kind of interesting what they borrowed from the old Superman kind of myths there with the kind of pre-crisis and some post-crisis continuities, but the pre-crisis Phantom Zone project. ROM the Spaceknight ran for 75 issues and 2 annuals, establishing ROM firmly inside principal Marvel continuity Earth 616. Thanks Alan Moore, thanks Captain Britain for that nomenclature. Because the Neutralizer looked like an atom ray to onlookers, humans believed ROM was murdering innocent people, creating a paranoid, tragic hero dynamic. Isn't altogether strange considering Mantlo and Buscema have both been doing Hulk for years, so very similar to that kind of vibe. However, when Marvel's licensing agreement ended in 1986, a massive legal knot was created. Hasbro/Parker Brothers owned the trade name ROM and its distinct armor design, but Marvel Comics owned everything else. From Galador, Space Knights, Dire Wraiths, Brandy Clark, and the small town of Clairton. For decades, this split trapped the series in limbo. Marvel couldn't reprint the original comics or use ROM, and Hasbro couldn't use the Dire Wraiths or the Space Knights origins. It wasn't until late 2023 that Marvel and Hasbro finally inked a deal to publish official facsimile editions and massive ROM omnibus hardcover collections. Also the paperback collections as well, which are way more affordable. In 2016, IDW Publishing acquired the license from Hasbro and rebooted the character for their interconnected Hasbro comic book universe. Spearheaded by Chris Ryall, IDW's run reimagined ROM as an interstellar knight, fighting an insidious cosmic war alongside the Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Micronauts. Whilst IDW's take brought sleek modern armor and updated lore, the publisher's Hasbro universe eventually concluded after the Transformers Unicron event in 2018. What about movies and TV? In 2015, Hasbro and Paramount Pictures announced plans for a dramatic universe combining Transformers, G.I. Joe, Visionaries, Micronauts, and ROM. Writers' rooms were assembled, but despite years of development, Rom's solo film and animated efforts repeatedly stalled out due to studio shifts and licensing priorities. Fast forward to June 2026, not that long ago as I'm recording this, Robert Kirkman's Skybound Entertainment, which had already revitalized Transformers and G.I. Joe under the hit Energon Universe banner, dropped one of the biggest surprises in modern comic history. And without prior solicitation, Skybound released a secret ROM #1 standalone issue hidden inside blind bags for Mask #1. Written by Robert Kirkman with art by Lorenzo De Felici. This new iteration introduces a wandering, battle-damaged ROM alongside a bizarre alien companion named Carpet, who serves as his living cape. With cameos linking to Void rivals and classic Transformers lore, Skybound officially integrated ROM into the Energon Universe fold. So, from a failed 1979 electronic toy to one of the most beloved cosmic heroes in comic history, Rom the Spaceknight proves that great storytelling can transcend any commercial gimmick. Did you collect the original Marvel run, or have you read it? Did you read the IDW reboot, or grab the surprise Skybound release? Love to hear your feedback or your comments or your feelings if you're a big fan of ROM. As always, would love a subscribe so you can receive our updates. We have a lot of things coming up, not just in Energon, but especially in the London Calling, the history of 2000 AD, 50 probes at a time. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to join me today, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.